Lesson 102. I share God's will for happiness for me.
Hi there. How about we totally let go of the idea that we need to suffer in this life to get what we want? Let's get started with Lesson 102 and see if it can help us change our perspective on this fundamental topic in our lives.
I share God's will for happiness for me.
We don't want to suffer, but sometimes we might have thought, and still think, that suffering is necessary to get what we want. However, this idea is now being challenged. We are starting to doubt it and realize that it really doesn't make sense. It's not completely gone, but it's not as firmly rooted in our minds as it once was. Today, let's try to loosen its roots even further and realize that pain is pointless, that pain cannot help us accomplish anything. It can't offer us anything, and in truth, it doesn't even exist. But our realization doesn't stop here. Everything we think pain offers also doesn't exist. We have been enslaved to nothing. Let's be free today. Let's choose today to join the happy will of God. For the next few days, let's continue with our daily and hourly exercises, which will help us access the happiness that God has placed within us. Here is our home, where we can find peace and safety. In this place, there is no fear. Here, we can find salvation and rest at last. Let's start our practice sessions today by embracing God's will for us, which is our function and the will we share with Him.
I share God's will for happiness for me, and I accept it as my function now.
Then, let's seek this function deep within our minds. It is there, waiting for us to choose to embrace it. Once we realize that our function is our choice, and that our will is the same as God's will for us, we cannot fail to find our function, this function that we will seek deep within our mind. Let's be happy, because our only function here on earth is happiness. Let's love God's Son as much as God loves Him. Or, in other words, let's love our inner self as much as God loves us. And let's love the inner self of our brothers as much as our Father loves them. Let's continue with our 5-minute breaks every hour, and let's find rest in these exercises. Besides these hourly exercises, let's pause frequently today and remind ourselves that we have accepted happiness as our only function.
I share God's will for happiness for me, and I accept it as my function now.
By doing this, we are aligning with the will of God. We can be sure of that.
I share God's will for happiness for me, and I accept it as my function now.
I share God's will for happiness for me, and I accept it as my function now.
I share God's will for happiness for me, and I accept it as my function now.
Amazing, isn't it? Don't you feel that you're delving deeper into your happiness and fulfillment with these hourly exercises? You may also have started to grasp better the concept that we're living in two parallel worlds. In one, we may be caught up in all the drama of our ego in this world of illusions. In the other, we exist in a completely different state, overflowing with love, joy, peace, and purpose. We can only perceive one world at a time. And in every moment, the choice of which world to see is up to us. You're doing great. See you tomorrow for another powerful lesson. Quick reminder, if you haven't yet watched the introduction to this video series, be sure to do so, as it lays the foundation for our journey together. Just click on the video link that will appear on your screen shortly.
Did you enjoy the video and find it helpful? Please give it a like and leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. We have a new lesson every day. And if you've been with us for a while, please consider supporting the channel. There's a lot of love behind these videos. Check out the video description for more details.